that goes over your head, but I want you to actually step back because we're going to do it online as a group, and I don't want you guys to keep coming forward. Okay? So step back with the wrap. Ready? And one. And then step back with the wrap. Over your head, and yep, that's good. And set up. We'll do a few more of these since this was the last one you learned. And two. Whoa, I see you guys have been practicing. That looks pretty good. Ready? And three. There you go.
Now we're going to do our wrist exercise. Okay, I introduced it last week. It was just one where we stand to the side and we're going to kind of flip the blade back towards us and then back up. So we do a full wrist rotation. Okay, as you get better at this, meaning that it becomes easier, obviously you have the elbow bent. Okay, as you get better, the goal is to not bend the elbow and just kind of do it with the arm straight, so that this way you really get to focus on developing and stretching the wrist. Okay, so let's try a few. We're just going to be here. We're going to try point coming down and up. Okay, so we do a full rotation. Remember, it's going to stay on the outside of the body and as close as we can to the body. Okay, ready? And one. Two. Three. The other way. So the point will come towards us and we'll flip it the other way. Okay, ready? And one. Two. Three. Okay, so we're going to come forward and back. Okay? Again, our goal is to eventually have the arm as straight as we can, so we just get a nice wrist rotation. But at first, if it's too difficult, you can bend the elbow a little bit. That makes it a lot easier. Once you get the rhythm of it and the control, then try to keep your forearm or wrist elbow as straight as you can. So that way here. Okay, so one way, then the other way. Ready? And one. I'd like to introduce is our slashing. Okay, the broadsword obviously is a cutting weapon. The blade is sharp from the beginning to the end, to the tip. Okay, so what a lot of people, we talked about a little bit at the beginning, a lot of people think that the broadsword is kind of like a chopping weapon. And we learned that it's not. Okay, so what we're going to learn is slashing. And it's not going to slash like this, straight across. Like, we're not going to cut like that, although it appears that way. The broadsword is connected to the waist, and I'm going to cut through. So what that means is that it's going to start my cut, and it's going to come with my waist. Then when I pass my target, it's going to flip over, and then I have my hand. Same thing on this side. So it's going to cut through, and then my hand will come. All right? So what's happening is I'm just kind of cutting this way, and cutting back. The little flip comes once I pass. I just turn it so that the dull edge is up against my body. When I cut the other way, it passes my point, then I can turn it on the opposite end and get ready to come back on this end. All right? The blade flips horizontally and not vertically. It doesn't flip this way. Once it finishes the cut, it goes this way. Okay? So you have to use your imagination a little bit here, okay? And imagine a target, like, a torso here, and my sword coming and cutting across, see? Right with the waist, as I cut across, okay? And back again, across. Okay, so remember, the blade is a slicing weapon. So I'm not, like, chopping it there and then trying to chop him in half. I'm trying to cut right through, and cut right through. Okay, so it's just a slice and a slice. Okay, all right, not a swing of the arm. And you'll get the rhythm of it. So now remember, okay, the weapon, broadsword is a weapon that is close to the body. Okay, so if you're hitting someone next to you or in front of you, that means you're moving, you're reaching. Okay, it's not coming across like that, where I'm coming all the way across, and then this is swinging all the way there. It's coming across the body, see? How it comes across and then flips. Same thing coming back, see? So it's not coming back like this, where, if I got that guy way down there, boom, I got you. That's not the case, right? it's close to the body. It's a weapon that's close. So if he's attacking with a stick, I block, I grab, see, I'm going to cut. You know, come back, cut. Okay? So it's a slicing weapon, right? Not a... So you see the difference? It's hard to tell, but they basically, one is not using the waist and just using the arm. See? The other one is just so how the flag got caught up. It told me that I did that wrong, you know, because I used my arm, and it ended up being here. So that's an indication. Well, the flag's purpose was to teach us to say, hey, you did something wrong. That's that I used my arm, and I didn't use my waist to project the movement. I used my arm to project the movement. Therefore, it made the technique incorrect. To the naked eye, it looks beautiful. It looked fast. It looked powerful. It looked great. To the trained eye, or to the tutor, he said, no, you did it wrong. You used your arm and not your waist to make the slice of the cut. We want to use our waist so that it cuts through. See? So it's always just come through the waist, and the flag is always floating because it is the waist that is traveling it. Not, we're just going to come from here, okay? And what we're going to do is just step out, cut for one, and then when I say two, we're going to come back, and then wrap the head, and we're going to come back. Okay? So ready? And one, two. So we're starting out, we learned the fun part, which is actually slashing. Alright, we're going to add this to our little sequence, just so that we can kind of continue building on our little sequence there. Okay? So after our little cut, where we come cut out, okay, so come forward, I'm going to just shift back, cut here. That's my slice, and I'm going to continue to bring it in. Boom. Then I'm going to bring it back, slice, and then come on guard. Okay? So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. You guys use your waist to help you with the movement. See? See? I'm using my waist. I can't go like this. Right? Because then my waist is behind. My hand is pulling my waist. I want my waist, I want my sword to come out, so my waist is going to, see? It's going to bring it up. Okay? And don't move. Even on this move, it's not fixed. Right? It's just coming out to cut. Right? It's not coming out like axe. So we've learned quite a few things. We learned on guard, we learned wrapping the head. We have our exercise for the wrist, and now we have our slashing, so we understand how the sword works, and we understand how to manipulate the sword by using our body. Okay? So sometimes it's good to practice it slow, so that you can get the movement, and then speed it up little by little as you get comfortable. Okay? It looks and sounds good when it's fast, but you can do it slow. Like I said, you can come here and just work it. You know? And then come back, see? And just feel that movement through your waist, okay? So you can feel that movement, okay? And that's what you want. If you're doing it from the side, it's, you know, just cuts through one, cuts through the other. That's basically what you're doing, okay? So if you're in the backyard and you got a nice tree, nice big tree, you can slice the tree without hitting it, then you're good. Okay, if you can stand real close to the tree, let's say Aiden was the tree, right? I'm coming here, see? And even though it comes close, I'm not going to hit him, right? Because I'm working my sword as if I was, it's going to be like that. It's going to cut across. So that means I can get real close and not hit him. But I would hit him if what? If I use my arm. He's going to get hit. So if I have the tree's going to get hit because I'm going to use my arm and it's going to hit the tree. If I use my waist and come across, it's going to come across the tree. Once I pass the tree, it's going to flip. That's okay. That's what we want to work. All right? So that's the goal.